Julia Roberts, queen of my life.
Love it.
Fun time. And when you had to put the plates down, I was literally...
First emotion you felt when you read the Loch Dorcha script?
I went on quite a ride reading this because, as listeners will discover, Zoe experiences a multitude of things. What starts out as a mystery of what happened in her family becomes ever further reaching in the village that she's in, and it all takes a bit of a spooky turn.
What's the first scene from Loch Dorcha that gave you goosebumps while you were recording?
Fairly early on in the story, Zoe has a strange encounter, which is quite spooky anyway on the face of it, and she feels drawn towards the loch. And that incident takes on even stranger significance as time goes on. But that's really the first time you get a little bit of ooh, what's going on?
First sound that makes you think of home?
A sound that would make me think of home is the Archers, because as a child I would hear it as my mother pottered around listening to it. What is it? Yeah.
Who's the first actor you really admired?
Julia Roberts, queen of my life. My saying of last year became, what would Julia Roberts do?
First time you knew you wanted to be an actor?
I think the first time I really thought I could try and pursue it seriously was doing the Lady Macbeth speech, one of her speeches. And we had an amazing teacher called Gerard. It's not that I hadn't really enjoyed it before, because I had, but he suddenly made me feel like maybe it was actually an option of a profession.
What's the first mystery or thriller that made you fall in love with the genre?
Well, the thing is, my first spooky film was Casper. And, you know, probably not spooky to a lot of people. That was a bit of a mystery, because what did happen to him? Casper, friendly ghost.
What's your first voiceover you ever did?
I think it was probably a Star Wars video game where I was doing my character voice in a video game form. And it was the first time I encountered having to go, ooh, and do all of the fighting and all of the running sounds. And also different things like a small jump and then a big jump. You know, really differentiating those.
What was your first ever job?
The first job I had was waitressing. I guess it was an events company, but we were, I don't know, 14, 15. And I was handing around vol au vents at a fancy party. And I think we got paid about £5 for a whole day's work. And I didn't have, you had to be a specific sort of thing to do the silver service, which I didn't have. So I had never done proper waitressing. And I was put on a job at the Dorchester, and I wasn't supposed to have had that job because I didn't have the training in silver service. And when you had to put the plates down, I was literally... Everything was clattering. It was so embarrassing. It was a really fancy party. I had some nice food afterwards. Literally never wanted to do it again.
What's the first thing you do if you found yourself alone by a remote loch?
After having read this book, my first thing would be try and flee. But actually, I think the idea of the beauty and the peace and the nature is something that I would try and lean into.
First big career turning point?
First big career turning point has to have been the Morrisons advert I did for some sort of football thing. I met Freddie Flintoff and we filmed in the Morrisons in Camden at night, and I loved it.
Fun time.
Fun time.
The first 5 words you think of that describe Loch Dorcha?
Ooh, spooky, generational, memorable, poignant, and soulful. Hi, I'm Daisy Ridley, and I narrate Loch Dorcha by Eugene Hensel, and you can listen now on Audible.